Very good evening, dear students. I'll wait for a few minutes and then we'll begin the session. Just I'll wait for 5 minutes and then we will begin the session. In the meantime, I would like to welcome you all for this session, and it will be going to be a session in which we will be revising because this is a paper which is going to be a maiden paper, isn't it? The first time the paper of artificial intelligence, because this is going to be the first batch, and we have studied a few chapters, and based upon that, you will be appearing for your exam. Slowly, again, as the session progresses, we will be discussing further chapters, and again, based upon that, we'll be again preparing. So, next term, we'll be having some more content, but this is just the beginning of the session, and only very few limited chapters we have done. So, this is going to have a very limited chapter, very limited syllabus as we talk about. It will be having very few contents. So basically, the unit one, which we talk of the syllabus, that will be the basic concepts of artificial intelligence, right? Basic concepts of artificial intelligence that we'll be discussing, right? Okay, so just you could wait for a few minutes, just around 5 minutes we will eat, and again I'll begin from 5 I'll begin the session. In the meantime, if you have certain queries, you could keep on typing the questions, typing certain things. So at the end of the session, again I'll be discussing about those topics in detail. Good evening, everyone. We'll be getting theoretical questions on Python, or only from Python we'll be getting only the programming based questions. Basic simple programs. There are certain bus input and calculation based programs will be there from Python, as we had done in the class. So the similar sort of programs will be there. As I told, it's just the beginning of the session, and we have done very limited topics, so we'll be coming up. Okay, so I should begin, I hope. Now, as I have told that the syllabus comprises of the first unit, that is the basic concept of artificial intelligence. Okay, the basic concepts of artificial intelligence, like when we talk about artificial intelligence, so as discussed, the basic chapters like artificial intelligence, then applications and benefits of AI, and then role of data and information, that is evolution and computing, and then evolution of computing, decision making, and then we will be talking about Python, the basic introduction of Python programs that we'll be discussing. Now, When we talk, as I have told, we'll be discussing about the various components. So here I say I'll just be sharing my screen so that you get an access. The first chapter which is there, that is the first chapter, that is intelligence, which comprises of introduction about artificial intelligence. So this chapter basically, when we talk about introduction to artificial intelligence, now this chapter intelligence is important to us, and that will be the basic thing which we'll be talking about, right? So just a second. Okay, so the first chapter, that is applications and benefits of artificial intelligence, is a technology in which the human like behavior. So artificial intelligence is a method of enabling a computer or a computer controlled robot or a software to think intelligently. So how into a computer so that it will behave or start behaving like a set of technology that allows computers to perform functions, including the ability to see, understand, and translate spoken or written languages. So that is the thing. Now, when we talk about different types of artificial intelligence, you can get narrow AI that can be deployed for repetitive tasks. Now, when we talk about general AI, understand a vast scope of activities, just like a human intelligence, and a strong AI can find solutions. AI. Third, when we talk about reactive machines, they are the most basic. When we talk about what is not AI, now when we talk about everything is not art, certain things where we do not have the logic or the capacity of the computer to develop that logic, that is not an artificial intelligence. Like are not use of, or they are not actually artificial intelligence. Now, when we talk about history of artificial intelligence, when we saw, so basically we published the giant brains of machines. Then again, when 1952, Arthur Samuel, he developed the first computer program. That John McCarthy, who is also known as thing, which the first introduction of artificial intelligence. That so this chapter basically, which we have done already, this will give you basic introduction. The development came into origin. So this will give you an idea. Again, 2016, humanoids robot, they started origin. Then 2018, the first piece of AI generated artwork was sold. 2019, Google started into it. 2020, OpenAI began with beta testing GPT-3. 21 developmental stages. So if we talk about the basic contents of this chapter, that's artificial intelligence involves creating machines that simulate human intelligence. John McCarthy is credited with coining the term artificial intelligence, AI, which aims to understand and perform a broad range of activities. What is artificial intelligence? What is narrow AI? What is general AI? What are reactive machines? Turing test. So these all basic things about artificial intelligence you need to understand, right? I had also discussed this MCQs. Which of the following is considered an example of narrow AI? What is the main characteristics of a reactive machines in artificial intelligence? It has no memory and reacts only to current stimuli. Who coined the term artificial intelligence? That was John McCarthy. Which of these basic things, that is from the first chapter. My end, it's working on well. I think there might be some because I'm parallelly watching the video also, so it's working smoothly over here. Okay, right. Next, when we talk about the second chapter, that is the basic concepts. When we talk about now the second chapter, when we move to the second chapter, that is applications and benefits of artificial intelligence. Now, here you need to understand what are the basic real world applications of artificial intelligence. You need to discuss the significant benefits that AI brings to different sectors. You can formulate a perspective on the potential future of artificial intelligence. What is the future and how artificial intelligence will be further impacting? So there you need to understand the basic applications, the basic fields, the basic areas where AI can be of use. Like when we talk about entertainment, AI plays a very important role in personalizing and enhancing the entertainment experience, like personalized recommendations, content optimization, automated content creation and curation. These all things can be done. Again, when we talk about photo management and face recognition, now here AI has revolutionized how we organize and interact with our digital photos, like automated tagging, the organization's research, visual search, and categorization. This is all about what are the things. Now, when we talk about chatbots, chatbots are also very important. Then efficient and cost reduction. It can help you in reducing the cost of certain applications. That can be one of the basic advantage when we talk about artificial intelligence. Because human intervention in certain fields or certain areas can be replaced. If you are using artificial intelligence, AI can at certain places reduce your cost. Again, it can increase your efficiency through which the work can be done. It can increase the efficiency through which any task is performed. So next, when we talk about smart assistants like Google Assistant, Amazon Alexa, and Apple Siri, they use especially the automated speech recognition capabilities, which helps to understand, right? It helps to understand the concept. When the paper will be 100 marks this time, will not have practical, will have 100 marks paper. Okay, and these assistants, they learn from the user interactions, right? They learn from the human interactions. It helps in the web search also. Searching, it helps, like it can understand the intent, it can provide you personalized results. Voice and image search, it helps in searching, it helps in correlating certain things. Again, the concept of smart cards, which is coming. So this helps in that also, because it can understand the surroundings, it can, the sensors, they will help in learning things. So these are certain things which can help out. It also helps in the shopping and other things. It provides seamless shopping, it helps in inventory management. So as a customer, as a sales team, it also helps them. Then it helps in content creation, right? AI helps in content creation also, because it can understand different contents, and it helps in creating multilingual support, strategic insights. It provides a big help in education by providing personalized learning paths. It helps in intelligent tutoring systems. It provides automated grading and feedback, so this can be of help. In a space exploration also, it has great help. It can analyze things, it can provide data analysis, again for planning the mission, and certain visualizations, simulations. It helps agriculture, it helps in crop monitoring, health analysis, precision farming, and different equipments can be provided. Transportation, it can help in traffic management, public transportation optimization, drone delivery, and autonomous rail systems. So these are basically music. It helps a lot. Literature, it can help in automated content generation, editing, and grammar tools. So it can be of use or help in any industry. Now, when we talk about the benefits of artificial intelligence, it can help you in enhanced streamlined operations, right? Operations could be streamlined in a much efficient way. It can provide you increased speed and throughput, reduced human error. So when we talk about this different features, different advantages, it provides you personalized customization, then innovation and problem solving, enhanced safety and security. These all features can be available. So when we talk about the future of artificial intelligence, AI can help in different fields, right? AI can help in different home devices, smartphones, and social media, online shopping, healthcare, banking, transportation, entertainment, education, various fields. And it can be integrated into daily life, like when we talk about the smart homes, smart cities, personalized healthcare, enhancement in the different fields of education. So this can provide you different fields. So that is again, when AI collaborates with human beings, AI collaborates with human beings, it can be of great advantage. So these are the basically, again, when we talk about certain ethical considerations also, because when you are using artificial intelligence, we have to be responsible AI users. Even the government will review, implement, and it has been implementing certain policies and guidelines which will help in understanding the concepts in a more proper way. That's a consideration. Again, when we talk about artificial intelligence, it's a matter of debate also. Will AI take the jobs? That's not, again, AI will change the way of jobs, will change the profile, and again, so it will help the industry in different areas. So again, this chapter you can understand the various concepts of AI, various abbreviations, various types of concepts which are there. So this will help you understand the various applications of artificial intelligence. That's the second chapter when we talk about artificial intelligence. Okay, so next, now when we talk about the next one, that is the next chapter comes is chapter number 3, which is understanding data, right? Now, when we talk about this chapter, understanding data, so this is an important chapter because you need to understand different concept of data, different ways of using the data, right? As when we talk about computers, so computer, one of the important things is for computer is that it analyzes the data, it different data formats they are supported. So, when we talk about a structured data, it is organized in a defined format, that is rows and columns, a spreadsheet or a database that could be used as a structured data. Then, when we talk about unstructured data, that is not structured form, that is not in a structured form. So, this unstructured, when we talk about the difference between structured data and unstructured data. So, structured data is a organized information, so unstructured data is a diverse structure for information. Structured data is quantitative, unstructured data is qualitative. Structured data requires less storage, unstructured data requires more storage. Structured data is not flexible, unstructured data is more flexible. Structured data, there are different databases which could be used. Unstructured data, videos, images, text messages, they are all unstructured data. So the unstructured data, it has not any predefined format. Then we have certain semi-structured data. Like semi-structured data, they are not entirely structured but contain some organization properties. Then now we have qualitative and quantitative data. Qualitative is like color, type. These are qualitative, but quantity, when you talk about certain quantity, certain numbers, we talk about age, marks, number, digits, distance, they will be quantitative. Now, when we talk about some real life example, again, you could be asked like certain domains, what can be certain data which we need to collect, like healthcare, e-commerce, education, transportation, agriculture. So different real world examples of data you can be asked. Now, when we talk about data and information, what is data and what is information? When we talk about data, data is the raw content. The data, basically, when we talk about the data, is the raw, unorganized facts and figures. That's data. And when we talk information, so information basically it is the collective information, collective data which is organized in a specific format. So that is information. So data basically they are the raw, unprocessed facts, and information the processed data which has certain meaning. Data has no context, but information has some context and some relevance. When we talk about data identification, acquisition, and exploration, right? Data identification, acquisition, and exploration, the cycle. Data identification, acquisition, and exploration form a crucial cycle. Data identification, it involves determining what data is needed and where it can be found, right? Which data is needed and from where we will obtain that data. That is data identification. Data acquisition, now it involves the process of collecting the data, right? Collecting the data from the source, that is data acquisition. And data exploration, basically it will refer to that we collected that data, now we'll analyze, summarize that data, that is data. Okay, so identification, finding out what data is needed and from where we will get that data. acquisition, obtaining that data, and exploration, applying that data into certain tasks, that is data exploration. So you need to understand the cycle: data identification, data acquisition, and data exploration. Identification, recognizing what data is needed to solve a problem. Then acquisition, collecting that data. Data exploration, again applying that data to get certain things. So this is about this chapter number 3, that is artificial intelligence, right? Then now let's talk about the next chapter, that is chapter number 4. Now, this chapter is basically, when we talk about this, the evolution of computing. When we talk about evolution of computing, the evolution of computing basically refers. Talking about the evolution part. So, evolution, you basically need to understand the origin part, how this has been analyzed, the number system part, decimal and binary number system. That will be an important part in the question, like where they will be getting certain conversions, decimal to binary and binary to decimal. I hope decimal to binary and binary to decimal is clear to everyone. Just I'll take a slow recap. So when we talk about this conversion, that decimal to binary and binary to decimal, for example, I have 137. 137 was in decimal. I have to convert it to binary, right? 137 decimal to binary. So what we do, 268, remainder is 1, 234, remainder is 0, 217, remainder is 0, 281, remainder is 0, 240, 220, 210. Now we go like this. So we have 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 1. This is converting from decimal to binary, right? Decimal to binary we can convert in this way. Or now, if I have to convert a binary number to decimal number, for example, I have 11101. This is in binary and I have to convert it to decimal. Now, 0 1 2 3 4. 1 into 2 to the power 4 plus 1 into 2 to the power 3 plus 1 into 2 to the power 2 plus 0 into 2 to the power 1 plus 1 into 2 to the power 0. Now, 16 plus 8 plus 4 plus 0 plus 1. 24, 28, 29. So, this is right. So, decimal to binary, binary to decimal. Now, as I told, once I'll be discussing all these things, then again we will come to the pattern of the question. What will be the pattern of the question? Programming will carry 30 marks. Okay. So we were talking about this number system part. So decimal to binary and binary to decimal. That is because binary is the base of all the computer systems. Then we talk about logic gates. Logic gates, the basic logic gates. When we talk about the basic logic gates, and, or, and not, right? And, or, and not. The computer science students, you have already done this. And, nor, and XOR and XNOT. You have done in the exam, and again we had discussed this thing in the class as well. Now, AND gate, when we talk about the AND gate gives a high output. I'll just share the screen once again. Yeah. So, AND gate, this is the symbol of AND gate. The AND gate gives a high output when all the inputs are high. OR gate gives a high output when either of the inputs is high. NOT gate gives a high output when, NOT gate just gives the complement. If 1, then it gives 0. If 0, then it gives 1. NAND gate, it is the complement of AND gate, right? The output of AND gate is connected as input to a NOT gate. The final result which we get, that is a NAND gate. NOR gate, it is the complement of OR gate. XOR gate, it is A bar B plus AB bar. Like it gives a high output when odd number of inputs are high. And XNOR gate gives a high output when even number of inputs are high. So AND, OR, and NOT, they are the basic gates. NAND and NOR, they are universal gates, and XOR and XNOR, they are exclusive gates, right? So all these gates you can go through. Now, then there are deterministic computing. What is deterministic computing? Deterministic computing refers to systems that behave in a predictable manner, right? Deterministic computing refers to systems that behave in a predictable manner. Means there can be, the result can be predicted. Okay, it has certain fixed rules, no randomness, and it is easy to debug and test. Then when we talk about probabilistic computing, in probabilistic computing, we talk more about probabilities, right? The predicting the weather. The possibility of raining is 75% today. So probability, recommending YouTube videos based on user behavior. So these all come under this category. Then we have deterministic versus probabilistic computing. In deterministic computing, always the output will remain the same, but in probabilistic computing, it may vary based on probability. Predictability is high. Probabilistic computing, the probability is high, predictability is low. It is used in calculators, basic programs, but probabilistic is used in AI models or weather forecasting. Real world suitability, it is less suitable, and probabilistic is high suitable. Speed, deterministic computing is fast, probabilistic computing can be slow. Complexity is low to moderate, but probabilistic computing, the complexity is high. Both of them have their own advantages and disadvantages that you can go through. Yes. So from this chapter, you need to understand the logic system, binary logic system, the logic gates, and again the difference between deterministic and probabilistic computing. This part also you need to go through. That is from chapter number 4. Then after this, when we talk about the next chapter, that is chapter number 5. This chapter is basically, it will deal with various concepts of artificial intelligence, that is decision making. So here you need to understand the concept of decision making. What are machines? How do the computers take decisions? What is decision making? How machines and computers make decisions? That's the algorithmic logic and the conditional statements. What are the various conditional statements that you need to understand, and how these take rule based approach, right? The rule based approach, it is a rule based system, is a way of making decisions based on certain predefined rules. That's the rule based system. So how AI takes decision for collecting, making decisions is first collects the input, processes the data, then there are certain model application, it uses a trained models to analyze the data, then we have decision output where it can take decision based on certain facts, certain concepts it checks. So when we talk about cyber security, again, cyber security and decision making, cyber security is basically the practice of protecting the systems, networks, and data from cyber threats like hacking, viruses, and unauthorized access. So when we talk about cyber security, it supports decision making. The various concepts they are there. So that is managed by cyber security. Inference engine, machine learning, cyber security. These are the basic terms which you need to understand when we are referring to this chapter. So basically, when we will talk about this chapters, basically, so your 40 and 20 marks will be basically the MCQ questions, where you'll be getting questions, MCQ questions, assertion reason type questions could be there, and again you will be getting those conversions, decimal to binary, binary to decimal, that will be there. Then you will be getting questions where I have shared the link already. I had shared the link in the videos. Then again, when we talk about the next thing, that is your questions. You will be getting certain descriptive questions where you will be getting different concepts, different topics related to those topics, those terminologies which we have studied. So you can get certain differences, you can get certain analysis based questions, you can also get those diagram based different cycles which we discussed. So that could be there. So this will help you understand the concept in which we will proceed. And then comes the programming part from Python. As I had told that the basic introduction of Python we will be getting, right? The basic introduction where we will be making the programs, and the basic simple and the simplest programs when we talk about Python, that you will be getting. Now, when we talk about Python programs, the Python programs, they are uh, used basically again to make different applications, right? Make different applications. And when we talk about the programs which we have just studied the simple programs where we have been using different applications and different logic to use it, right? For example, if I say, I'm just again sharing my screen. Okay, now just see here. A simple program I take, print hello, print how are you. I just printed. So if you have to print some things, I can just, right? So the print command is used to print anything, right? The print command is used to print any value in the Python, right? Now, if I say this was the first thing, just to print few lines, so we can get and just open and we can print this. So this was there. Now, if I say assignment based programs, if it is there, a equal to 10, b equal to 5, I assign, c equal to a plus b, print sum is equal to, I gave a comma. Now this is a constant value and this is a variable which will be coming. Sum is equal to comma c, so it will just print the sum, right? See here. Okay, we got the result. So the basic applications, right? The basic applications when we talk about, uh, that is, if you have to print anything, if you have to, so we will use the print command, and using the print command we can print anything. If you have to find the sum, if you have to get perform any task, you can get it using average. I took a equal to this, b equal to this, c equal to this, ab equal to a plus b plus c divided by 3. It will calculate and show me the average. Again, you see. Now, here this is to input two numbers, right? To input two numbers and swap them, right? So what I'll do here, I took A as this, B as this. Okay, I will enter A equal to int, input a number, B equal to int, input enter second number. Now C equal to A equal to B, and B equal to C, right? C. So what is happening? The value of A is transferred to C. Again, A equal to B. So what is happening? The value of B is transferred to A. B equal to C. The value of C, which was storing the value of A, that is transferred to B. Now you see here, I am running the program. Enter number, I entered 7 for A. Enter second number, I entered 3. Now the output is value of A is 3 and value of B is 7. So the process, I hope you understood. So this will be the various ways in which we will be accessing the different tasks. Now this was input a number, input a two-digit number. Again, tens place, t equal to n divided. So I'll be getting the quotient here. O equal to n modulus 10. I'll be getting the remainder here, right? O equal to n modulus 10. It will give me the remainder. It was a two-digit number. The question was enter a two-digit number and find the number obtained by reversing the digits. So I did the equal to n double slash 10, it will give me the quotient. O equal to n modulus 10, it will give me the remainder. What I did here, R equal to O into 10 plus T. So we will get the reverse of the number. Like we can just check here once again. For example, I did 57, right? Reverse is 75. So you could be asked, you will be given the formula, and accordingly you will be able to, or you should be able to understand and analyze those things and print it. Whatever calculation is to be done, you will do the calculation. Once you do the calculation, so you need to take care of that. You need to understand the basic concepts, how you will be using it. You apply the formula. Once you apply the formula, then you can obtain the result. So this is the getting and performing the various tasks. Okay. Any query in any of the programs? Anything in Python program? Any one of you? Whatever notes we have done in the class, the theory part that you need to revise, you will just go through them and then you will be preparing the MCQ questions. Only the programs covered in class and in the live session will come. Yeah, for programming it's not. For example, I teach you to find the area of a rectangle, and again, so the logic is when we talk about programs, it's just applying the logic. Formulas will be there. You will just need to convert it into the Python's language. That's the program, the basic program, just input and application. That much only, nothing else. Okay, so we end the session. Any queries? You can just type it. So that reversing the number, if I say I took, for example, I take here, I took the number 35, n was 35. To obtain the tens place, I did t equal to n. This will give me the quotient, right? For the ones place, I did O equal to n modulus 10. It will give me the remainder. Now to obtain the reverse, I did R equal to O into 10 plus T. This will give me the reverse. I'll print it. I hope it is clear, Tejas. Anyone else having any doubt? Let me know. Okay. 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 Chalo, okay. Okay, thank you.